Hi, I'm Dinah.
Alan.
Ruth.
Dalton.
We're
the Davis family.
When I first met Alan, I was amazed at his generousness, his generosity, his generous heart.
The first time I met her, she did special music, and it took my breath away. I was in love like that.
All right. It was our 1-year anniversary, and we had gone to a beautiful restaurant on the beach in Florida, the Don Cesar. It was just really an anniversary dinner, or so I thought. Next thing you know, Alan's on the ground, on his knee, and he asked me to marry him. Dalton was born in hot July, the end of July 30th. We found out that we were having a boy, and we were just through the roof excited.
August 30th, 2004, and we had no idea she was going to be a boy or a girl, so we waited for her. But when you want to talk about absolute fear, when I knew she was a girl, oh man, as a dad, I was like, wow. But it was awesome. It was good. It was great. Felt complete.
The early years of having kids, it was very busy because we had a family business. So Alan was very involved in that, and there were things that I also did to help from home.
I played tennis, and there were a lot of days where my brother and I and my dad would all go play tennis together.
On a school night, he wouldn't let me leave the tennis courts until I got all 10 of my serves in a row. And we were there until probably midnight on a school night because he wouldn't let me leave until I got all my serves in. But after I did, I don't think I ever missed a serve in a game.
We would go on trips all the time too, sometimes different places. Overall, I just thought our family was really good from what I saw.
It started off by doctors prescribing medications like pain pills, very addictive ones, and then they on top of that they give you another addictive medication to kind of deal with the ups and downs of it.
This isn't something that happened overnight. It was part of what had become a lifestyle in our home.
It was one of those things that's just, the doctor gives it to you, you just kind of think, well, must be okay. I did originally get off of the medications and the drinking, and this was back in 2008, and then I was clean from all of it for 3 years, sober for 3 years or so, and then I got diagnosed with Lyme disease. Thank God I'm cleared of that, but they had prescribed me the pain medications again because I was in excruciating pain, and it just kind of started all over again.
When we moved to Tennessee in 2009, we were really hoping and trusting for a fresh start. We had started a business again. Starting a new business, there's a lot of pressures and stresses. The addiction creeped in again. My husband actually went to Florida with his parents because they were involved in the business too during that time. And I thought he was going to come back, and he didn't end up coming back. To be completely honest, I was relieved that he had just left. Even though I knew it was hurting our family, I felt a sense of relief because it was such a struggle.
Me and my dad were always super close growing up, so him going to Florida, it took a toll on me hard.
After that summer, Dalton was just insistent about moving to Florida.
I kind of felt like at Tennessee I was kind of stuck, not really able to go anywhere. And I thought Florida might offer me some other opportunities.
I didn't want him to, for obvious reasons, but he was starting high school. He was going to be a freshman. I went ahead and I put him into school in Florida. So not only were we separated from Alan now, we were separated further because my son had wanted to go to Florida. Sorry.
I was devastated when he left, and especially seeing my brother go with him. I mean, I knew the situation down in Florida was definitely not a good situation for them to be involved in. And then my brother leaving, I was really depressed.
I started slipping and skipping class and just doing other stuff that took a toll on my grades. I ended up almost failing the second semester of my freshman year.
It really broke me. I just gave up. Like I never really thought about like killing myself, but the thought was there, and I can kind of understand why some people do. So
I decided I wanted to go up there for summer break to Tennessee, then visit with them, and I did, and I stayed up there the whole summer, hanging out with some old friends from middle school and being with my mom and my sister, but we still didn't have that great of a relationship. My dad had ended up coming up later on that summer to kind of try and reconcile with my mom, but my mom wasn't having it. She had already, I guess, dealt with that too many times, like the false reconciliation or the reconciliation without there actually being any actions after. My mom and my dad were having an argument, and my dad had decided that we were going to go spend the night at my uncle's. He lived a couple hours away in Georgia. He was drinking a little bit, but unfortunately I could tell the difference between when he was had drank too much to be able to drive and when he had just a little bit to where he could drive safely. And I was like, okay, I'll get in the car, and we went. And we were like fighting or arguing in the car, which actually caused him to swerve. And he got pulled over from swerving, which is kind of ironic that he wasn't swerving because he was drinking, but it was because we were fighting in the car. And we ended up getting pulled over, and the cops made him walk the line. He passed the field sobriety test, blah, 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 blah. But the cop was like, so will you blow? And he was like, do I have to, blah. And they ended up taking him to jail, and I was waiting there for my aunt to come pick me up.
Just about a year since Alan and Dalton were in Florida, and I actually saw a post on Facebook that Springville was hiring. I said a prayer, and I went ahead and I filled out this Facebook message that's said that I was interested and I wanted a job here.
My mom was talking about getting a job in Springville, and I was kind of in denial about it. I was like, no, I'm going to end up going back to Florida, finishing my high school career there. Me and my dad are just going to live there. Things are going to get better, probably.
Even when I was younger, I've always wanted to go to Springville. I was like, Springville just looks like such an awesome school to go to. And like, there's always just a little part of me that always wanted to go. And I never thought that it was like going to happen.
I woke up to the sound of my uncles who live in Michigan, and I was in Georgia. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out, it's 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and I'm trying to figure out why are my uncles from Michigan here in Georgia. They were there to try and get me to go with my mom, and at that point I knew like something was going on, so I figured it out that my mom was gonna take me to Michigan because she got a job in Springville, and she didn't tell me about that. Got in the car and found out that my mom had already had all my stuff packed to go to Michigan, and at that point I felt absolutely betrayed, like I was lied to straight up.
Ended up going to a faith-based rehab down in Okeechobee, Florida, and I was there for 10 months, and it gave me an opportunity to, work on my relationship with God, because the place opened up this whole new idea to me that you can actually have an intimate relationship with our Heavenly Father. Even though I grew up in church, I guess I missed that point, that part.
After coming to Springville and hearing about all the rules, I was like, what is going on? I was used to being able to do whatever I wanted, having free reign over my own life. And after coming and staying for probably about a whole semester, I started to calm down. And I realized that this might actually be good for me.
Everyone here was just like so friendly and so nice. I was like, what kind of place is this? I was like scared. I was like, why is everyone being so nice to me and like friendly?
Friends that we have here, the church, the pastor, just people that have come in that's just loved on our family and encouraged our family and haven't been judgmental towards our family because maybe we don't fit in this perfect little mold.
After having a conversation with everybody I met, after 5 minutes, you feel like you already know them. So it's kind of like, God's hands in work because you sense that love and that peace feeling.
I always had the idea in the back of my head that like our family, there's hope at the end of this tunnel. And I always knew that like there definitely was a chance that we would be able to like become the family that we used to be.
I can tell you right now, if you've seen how our family was even 5, 10, 15 years ago, and then you see us now, you'll see a physical transformation.
Coming down here and being at Springville is definitely one of the best decisions that God opened the door for and led us to as a family.
To any parents that are thinking about, or maybe not even thinking about sending their children to Springville, it's probably one of the best decisions that you can make for your child.
Send them to Springville. I mean, they definitely won't regret it if they come to Springville. It's an amazing school and they'll definitely get a lot out of it.
You definitely won't regret the decision, and it'll probably be one of the best decisions you've ever made.